So today's word, I'm going to play a video shortly that we're going to talk about. And for many of you that don't know what a mother is anybody that you look up to. Anybody that's involved in your life, whether it's your granny, it's an aunt, thus the whole family becomes your mothers, especially, in the old communities. When you're going to the beach, 10 ladies are standing outside where you're going, and they all end up coming because they're all your mothers. When you have a problem at home, the neighbor's there too to come and tension you up. It's any mother or any woman that's involved in your life. Today, in the word we're going to speak about is in Exodus 20, verse 12. And the word of God says, honor your father and mother. Then you will live a long, fulfilled life in the land the Lord your God is giving you. So you notice that God didn't say, honor them after they die. He talks in the present. He said, honor them while they live. Many people bring flowers to the graves, but never brought appreciation to their mothers while she was alive. In simple, God is telling us that people that you must need to honor your parents, helps preserve family legacy, strengthens society, and brings blessings, and that honor should be shown while they are alive and not remembered after they're gone. And I know I'm not going to speak a typical message on Mother's Day and go back to the Bible and take a character from there and put it out there and say, let's talk about the mother. I'm going to talk about reality and what we do on this day as children, as family. Today we celebrate mothers, but beyond flowers, lunch, dates, and social media posts, where the deeper question is, when does your mother die? And it's a very painful topic to see. When does your mother die? It's only when her heart stops beating, or does she begin to die when she feels forgotten? When a sacrifice goes unnoticed, her voice is ignored, when her children no longer honor her, when she carries everyone's burdens, but no one asks how she is doing. Many mothers are alive physically, but dying silently. And it's a very hard thing for mothers who stay silent, and through every single sacrifice, nobody asks, how are you doing? And we got to reflect for those of us that have lost our moms, that's going to be with the Lord, and we call it graduated into heaven, that we have done what we needed to do on this earth. I stopped my entire life for my mother-in-law. I stopped my entire life for my father. I used to stop my entire life for my mother. And I never regretted it, because I got where I am today. But if I didn't stop for them, where would we have been today? And that's very important to always understand. I'm going to play a video now. And it's in a different language, but I want you all to follow on the titles below. Just trying to get to it right.
ปิยะฉัตรค่ะ5 เต็ม 10ค่ะสมภพค่ะ9 เต็ม 10ค่ะอาภาค่ะ
แม่ไม่รักผม
แม่
ไม่เคยมีเวลาที่จะสนใจผม
ป้าคะขอยืมไฟแช็กหน่อยค่ะได้
ไม่เคยมีเค้กวันเกิดเหมือนคนอื่น
เฮ้ยพบแม่งมาว่ะ
พบทำไมมาอยู่ที่นี่แทนที่จะเอาเวลามั่วสุมกลับไปทำการบ้าน แล้วเงินที่แม่ให้พบไปโรงเรียนอยู่ทุกวันพบเอามาเล่นเกมเหรอพบไม่ต้องมาเถียง
ๆไม่
พบสงสารแม่บ้างไหม
แม้กระทั่งจะฟังความจริงจากผม
แม่ก็ฟังมึงดิ
ในสายตาแม่ ผมมันเป็นแค่เด็กไม่รักดี
ไม่ให้
ก็แค่คอมอ่ะ ผ่อนเอาก็ได้นี่แม่
ค่าใช้จ่ายในบ้านมันเยอะแยะ ฉันจะเอาที่ไหนให้แก
ถ้าได้อ่ะจะไม่ขออะไรแม่อีกเลย ทั้งที่ก็ไม่เคยได้อะไรอยู่แล้ว
ฉันไม่ให้
แม่ไม่เคยรู้หรอกว่าผมทำอะไรได้บ้าง สนใจแต่เรื่องของตัวเองก็อยู่ไปคนเดียวแล้วกัน
นานและคอมก็คอมผมนะครับ
ขอแป๊บเดียวจะเสร็จแล้วเนี่ย
อ่ะนี่ติดตัว
ครับผม ขอบคุณครับพี่ ฮัลโหลครับ ครับ ก็อยู่ไปคนเดียวแล้วกัน
ก็ค่าใช้จ่ายในบ้านมันเยอะแยะ ฉันจะเอาตังค์ที่ไหนไปให้แก
สนใจแต่เรื่องของตัวเอง ไม่ให้ก็ไม่เอา ป้าเตี๋ยวชามดิเส้นเล็ก
เป็นผมเองต่างหากที่สนใจแต่เรื่องของตัวเอง ทั้งที่แม่ ให้ผมมาตลอด แม้แต่วันสุดท้าย ในชีวิต
As we see this video, a mom makes sacrifices that we don't see. There's times that comes where we feel that we go unnoticed in their lives. But what goes unnoticed is our behavior towards them. And if there was a time that we can turn back the clock for some of us to rewrite our story, it's tough to do so now. But what happens is mom leaves a legacy behind that will step you into a new direction, that when you become a mom, what would you do? I know some people who grew up in orphanages, they don't know what it's like to have a paternal mom, but the house mother was their mom. Whatever they went through, they can either shift it in a positive light or carry the positive with them in their life. But I think the purpose of Mother's Day is not just to remember our mothers just because it's Mother's Day. We should remember them for everything that they did from the time we were born to where we are today. And as we're going to go through the message today, in reality, the new generation will post, "I love you, Mom. You're the best mom ever. The best mom in the world." And everybody will be seeing that on Facebook. Happy Mother's Day to the best mom ever. And how many of us see that on social media, on our statuses, and every opportunity that we get? Social media creates a public honor and private neglect. But the same people that post so everybody can see hasn't called her, hasn't apologized, hasn't helped her financially, and hasn't spent quality time with her. Some of us think giving money is all that is needed because that's what our responsibility is. But a mom does not look for your financial giving. She looks at your heart. She also longs for all what she sacrificed for you to get to where you are today. Social media will create this public forum, and many of us take opportunities to showcase our selfishness through that. God is not impressed with public celebration if private honor is absent. And remember, the word of God says, honor your mother and father. And that's why when things are not going well in your life and you got everything ticked, go back and say, are you honoring your mother and your father? A mother dies when she feels unappreciated. In Luke 17, verse 11 to 19, Jesus healed 10 lepers, but only one returned to say thank you. Many mothers are like that. They cook, they pray, they sacrifice, they work, they stay awake at nights, they cover their children, yet often they receive complaints. Very rarely we compliment them. Very few of us say thank you for what you've done. The reality is, why didn't you do this? You never understand me. You're always bothering me. And I hear people saying that, and it pains my heart that you still get a phone call, but yet you tell your mom, you bother me. I long for that time where that phone call can come and it says, Mom. Or just to share the good news of something that happened in that day. I have my own life now. So stop bothering me. I am busy. This generation sometimes will only say thank you when it's too late. They will celebrate influencers with the number of likes, the number of celebrations, or even post on strangers' platforms to say, Happy Mother's Day to my influencer. You mean so much to me. But they live in a fake life and you're trying to follow that. In reality, in private, you're not honoring your own mom. But haven't called their own mom just to say, thank you, mom. Honor must be intentional. It must not be forced. Nothing must be forced. Many years ago, there was a decision that my mom asked me to do. And so happened she passed away 2 months later. I could have ignored what she told me and went ahead with it because she's not here anymore. But what I did was, I went back and I honored her wish. I didn't have to, but I honored it because she brought me up in a way that reflected what she would have wanted as well in my life. I honored what she said. A mother dies when her sacrifices are forgotten. In Proverbs 31, verse 27 to 28, she watches over the ways of her household. Many mothers gave up their dreams for their children. Some mothers skipped meals, wore old clothes, worked multiple jobs, endured pain silently, just so their children could have opportunities. In this day and age, with the fast pace that we're moving in, and the children getting weaker to survive in this new world because of all the fake influence, we forget what our mothers or our parents taught us when they were bringing us up. We try to forget that. The story of Hannah speaks about motherhood. She prayed for a child with tears. And after God answered, she still decided to give Samuel back to God. That is what you call motherhood. Given even when it hurts. So sometimes you overlook the hurt and the pain your mother goes through for you. You may be sick and grown up with your own family, but your mother will hurt in another country for what's happening to you here. Your mother will have sleepless nights for what's happening to you and your family and her grandchild. But we never see it because we close the door because we've moved on. Never close the door on your family. A mother dies when her voice no longer matters. In John 2 verse 1 to 11, at the wedding of Cana, Mary noticed the problem and she told Jesus, they have no wine. Her wisdom mattered. Yet many children will stop listening to their mothers once they gain success. Jesus could have ignored her. He was almighty. He was Jesus Christ. But because of her wisdom, he listened. They think when you reach success, I make it. I make my own money. I'm grown. I know better. How many of us hear that? I hear that all the time, especially when people call me home and say, Pastor, I need your help. And when I hear somebody who thinks they're over the adult or the teenage age to turn around and tell their parent, I know better. And that's the time I want to get the spirit of touch and reset them. Because you can be 50 years old. If your mother gives you an instruction, you adhere to it. Some people will challenge me on that. You do you, I do me. Everything, even when I was being successful, my dad saw that part of it. Even when he told me, I don't like what you're doing in this, I would listen. I'll kick a little bit fuss, but at the end of the day, his word counted. When he came to live with us in his last years, the first thing I asked Rosh, my dad and them are coming to live with me. When you're tired of them, let me know where I must deliver your bags, because you'll pack up and leave. It was simple. Fortunately for me, he got on better with her than with me. Right? But what I'm talking about is when your parent is part of your life, don't make them second. I'm not saying they must come and take the place of your wife now. Don't get me wrong. Some wives are looking at me strange. What I'm saying, you've got to honor your mother for what she's done for you. Mothers taught you many things. Don't think social media replaces them. A mother dies when she carries a lot of pain. In Lamentations 1 verse 12, it says, is it nothing to you, all who passes by? Some mothers smile publicly while breaking in private. They may be financially stressed, emotionally exhausted, battling sickness, dealing with loneliness. Yet everyone keeps demanding from them. Who asks, how are you doing? How many times do you check up? Even Mary watched her son die on the cross. In John 19 verse 25, it says, imagine that pain that she went through. Yet she remained present. That's the strength of her mother. She stood in the midst of Jesus' pain, which is her son, that she carried when the Lord told her what Jesus was going to do, what was his purpose, and what was he going to fulfill on this earth. Only a mother can carry a pain like that. I can tell you, if you gave it to the father, he most probably will try to derail it, or he'll break some rule, or something will happen, but she carried it because she was committed and she stood by her ethics. A mother dies when children replace honor with entitlement. Believe my mother is supposed to do everything. How many of us expect our mother to do everything? There is no gratitude, there is no service, and there's no respect. And I'm seeing it at a younger and younger age where parents and mothers especially are just expected to do it because I said so. Some of you all haven't even got a job yet, but you want to tell your parents what to do. Honor is not seasonal. Honor is daily. In Ephesians 6 verse 2 it says, honor your father and your mother. And that's while they are alive. Why is it important to honor your mother? Many of us think it's because they owe us. Because of us, they wouldn't be mothers. Remember I said a mother is anybody that adds value to your life and walks the journey of your life. We don't have kids. Doesn't make Throsh not a mother. She's a mother to everybody that she comes into contact with, especially Design My Life Center family. Although we didn't have kids, the Lord brought a little boy in our life to teach us what parents was all about. Although he doesn't stay in Joburg anymore, but we worry every day for him. That's what a parent does. We go through the pain, we go through the motions. When we hear he's sick, we're trying to do whatever we can from here with the limited access that we have. That's what a mother will always do for her child. Throsh is more engaging with them because she will try 15 times before somebody answers the phone just to say hello. I'm not so patient. I'm saying when they call, they call. But as a mother, she'll phone daily. 5 different phones to try and get somebody to answer, just to say hello. That's a mother. And I'll tell her, stop being a doormat. She says, no, it's my baby. That's a mother. She'll go through anything for you because God commanded it, not suggested it. In Exodus 20 verse 12, it says, honor your father and your mother. This is one of the 10 commandments, meaning it is not optional. The 10 commandments doesn't go into file 13 and we forget about it. God didn't say if they were perfect, if you feel like it, if they deserve it. He said, honor them. The truth is, when God commands honor, it's because honor protects something important in your life. Because honor unlocks the future. In Exodus 20 verse 12, it says that your days may be long. Honor is connected to longevity, stability, and blessing. That means how you treat your mother affects your future. Respect opens doors, disrespect closes them. Honor builds what rebellion destroys. You don't just honor your past, you secure your future by honoring your mother. Because your mother carries your foundation. When I put that down, it hit me. Today, I live and I stand on my mother's foundation. A lady who was an orphan, cleaning people's houses, got married, ended up into a very, very wealthy lifestyle, never shopped at expensive shops, never wanted to drive the fancy cars, always was found sitting opposite on a crate outside the shop talking to the people. Every time you got home, there was a beggar sitting at the table having lunch, dirty, smelling, but she saw them on the road, invited them, and gave them a meal. And one of the things she always said is that when you die, you take nothing with you, even the clothes that you're wearing. But a mother is a foundation to everything in your life. My mother's last words to me before she passed away was, I'm going into hospital right now, but I'm not coming back home. I'm going home. I said, what nonsense you're talking? You're just going for your normal routine. And she went into the hospital and she said, before she went, she also said, I won't even come through the front door of this house. I'll come through the back door. And I said, now you've even gone more silly now. I won't even wear the clothes that I own. And we laughed about it, and I said, "You silly, don't talk nonsense." She went to the hospital. A week later, she passed away. Her bags were packed. The doctor discharged her. They phoned us to come and collect her. And we were on the way to the hospital. And the doctor phones back to say, "Rush." And when we got there, she was all dressed up. They were trying to work on her. Her bag was packed. And the lady next to her said that she said, "I must tell the family that she's gone home." And she laid back. That was her last words. And if that wasn't enough, when we went and picked the coffin, the clothing, the best of everything for her, because my dad had the money to do it. And when the coffin came home, it could not fit through the front door. It only could come through the back door, which was a sliding door. It was too big. And when we chose that coffin, the guy says, "That's an expensive coffin. We only bury presidents in there." And my dad said, "It's fine. We take it." It was bigger than your normal casket. Then we realized we picked the best outfit for her at the funeral parlor. It was full white. And as she said, she won't even be buried in her own clothes. Something we need to understand, when the mother talks, she already has insight of what's going to happen. Because honor reflects your character. In Ephesians 6 verse 1 to 2, it says, honor is linked to maturity. How you treat your mother shows your respect for authority, your emotional maturity, your spiritual grounding. If you can't honor your mother, you struggle to honor people in authority in life, generally. Most times, when I look at people and when they start reacting in a specific way, I like to find out their upbringing. And when I find out what their upbringing is, I understand certain reasons for them reacting in that way. So the more you try to challenge them, the more they will react negatively. So I try to use a different way of doing things. Because your mother heals generations, when you honor your mother, you break the cycle of bitterness, you restore your family, you reset generational patterns. But when honor is missing, pain repeats, distances grow, and families fracture. Honor is not just personal, it is generational healing. And that's important to understand. It's generational healing. Because honor heals generations to come. Because one day you will understand her. And how will you understand her? Many people only understand their mother when they become parents themselves. And said, I remember my mom used to be tough on me for this. Now I know why. When they face life pressure, when she's no longer there, and then regret becomes loud. And said, my mom did all this just for me. And I never looked at it. Like we saw in the video, she didn't have much. I didn't see her father being present there, but she had certain things that she was doing. When he tore up the picture, he didn't see she went and picked it up and pasted it together. And it was an insurance life cover for him so he can live a better life. How many of us think like that boy who don't appreciate his mom? Honor now prevents regret later. So if you're not in a good space with your mom, no matter what the issue is, it's not whether what she did or what he did and what this one did and nobody listens. You got to close the past door and open a new door. Sometimes it's not easy. It's not putting a band-aid on it. It's really shutting the door and seeing a new door opening. So how to keep your mom alive while she is alive? And I'm going to repeat that. How to keep your mom alive while she is alive, and even when she's gone. The first thing you do is you keep her alive by honoring her daily, not occasionally. In Exodus 20 verse 12, it says, honor your father and your mother. Honor is not a Mother's Day event. It is a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. Every day when I get up, I look back and I reflect on what my parents did for me and where they brought me. Certain things I didn't like. So what does lifestyle look like? Call her regularly, not just when you need something. Speak to her with respect, even when you disagree. That guy shouted at his mother and said, live on your own. And he left. And she had a heart attack and passed away. Don't live with regret. Don't reduce her to just a mom. She is a person with feelings. Publicly appreciate her, but privately respect her is important. A mother feels alive when she feels seen, valued, and respected. Not because you're doing her a favor. You know, sometimes when I see people planning things, and when they have their parents in their life, they leave them out. Pains me. They waited for this day, right until this day came for you. It's a big day for you. Why are you leaving them out? Why? I've got somebody new in my life now. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're both starting off life. Your parents' opinion will always matter. Don't wait to look for their opinions when they're not here. Keep her alive by listening to her voice. In Proverbs 1 verse 8 it says, do not forsake your mother's teaching. Many mothers don't just want to be obeyed, they want to be heard. I heard somebody tell me, whatever I tell my child, they just don't listen. They still go and do the wrong. And then I must pick up the pieces. This day and age, unfortunately, our children are getting influenced by social media. And we must be careful of where we also accommodate certain things. So what does it look like to be heard? Ask her for her advice, even when you think you already know. You'll be amazed at what she will tell you, because she has wisdom. Don't miss her wisdom, because times have changed. There was a guy that worked with me many years ago, and I'm talking about 30 years ago, and one day he told me, if I want real advice, I go to my wife and she doesn't know what I'm talking about, but when I ask her, she gives me the right answer. And he says, because she has wisdom. So go and ask your mother and you'll be amazed. Sit with her. Not just stand over her, but sit with her. Engage with her. You will be amazed. The truth is, when a mother's voice is ignored, their presence slowly becomes invisible at home. And it's a dangerous place to be. Keep her alive by caring for her needs. In 1 Timothy 5 verse 8 it says, anyone who does not provide for their relatives has denied the faith. So keep her alive by caring for her needs. So what does that look like? Help her financially where you can. Take pressure off her responsibilities. Ask, Mom, what do you need? And 9 out of 10 times, Mom will always say, no, don't worry, I'm okay. That's her way of saying, I'm more worried about you. As long as you're okay. When that happens, don't say, oh, okay, she doesn't want anything. Surprise her with something. Surprise her. And say, no, Mom, I felt I needed to do this for you. Many mothers die emotionally while still alive because they feel like they're still the only ones carrying everything. Keep her alive by giving her joy, not just a duty. In Proverbs 23 verse 25 it says, let your father and your mother be glad. Don't just make your mother proud, make her happy. So we need to ensure that she has joy in her life. So what does that look like? You surprise her with kindness. Spend intentional time with her. Laugh with her again like when you were a child. Let her enjoy you, not just manage you. The truth is, a joyful mother feels alive even in old age. One of the greatest joys was when I used to do something stupid and my mother would laugh about it. But then she would tell my father and I'd catch her hiding. Right? But the fact remains is, I made her happy. I didn't care what he thought. The hiding was all right, but I made her laugh. Do you make your mother laugh today? Keep her alive even after she's gone through legacy. Keep her alive. This is where it becomes deeper. A mother is not only kept alive by presence, but the impact carried forward. And what does that look like? Live in a way that reflects her values. Teach your children what she taught you. Continue her prayers through your life choices. I remember those days, whenever something needed to be done, the first thing my mother said, you must pray about it. And sometimes I look at her and say, what I must pray about that for? It's simple, yes or no. She says, no, we have to pray for everything. Today we don't want to do that. But that's wisdom. Speak of her lessons, not just her loss. I remember every lesson my mom taught me, and I live by it. Philippians 1 verse 3 says, I thank my God every time I remember you. So every time you remember your mom, do you thank God for her? Memories becomes legacy. So what memory are you living that your mom left with you? Keep her alive after death through honorable memory. And that does not mean now you must go and you must create a shrine about it. The Bible speaks against that. But we can honor a legacy by many things in a memory. Even when she's gone, don't only remember what she lacked, remember what she gave. When people will remember you, what would they remember you by? People know when they come to our house, Rosh, don't stop feeding them. My mother was exactly the same. You could never leave without eating and taking a doggy bag. We had our own 5-liter containers we used to pack for them. They didn't have to bring their own. They would take away. That's what she was known about. She was known about the person that was so humble, never drove the fancy cars that my dad had. She was humble. Something even greater that she used to like doing, and God only knows why she loved doing that. There was a funeral parlor in Maritzburg that she used to go and bath bodies and drive the hearse just to help. No financial remuneration, but she just loved doing that. And my dad will say, why? She says, I just love to serve. Because many people don't like to do that. That's what she was all about, humble. Never ever was proud. We see powerful biblical examples where Jesus was on the cross, even while dying. In John 19 verse 26 to 27, he said, he ensured his mother was cared for. He says, behold your mother. He ensured that his mother would be taken care even when he's gone. If Jesus honored his mother while dying, what excuse do you have while living? Remember, he said, this is your mother. He made sure she was taken care. She stood at that cross through that pain. She never left his sight. Never left his sight. But he made sure she was fine. Today, are you making sure that your mother is well? If your mom has passed away and gone to be with the Lord, have you got another mom that you're honoring? There's many moms out there, their children don't bother about them. Just one phone call a week to say, Mom, how are you doing? That's all it takes. No financial requirements, just love. For somebody that may not be related to you, but longing for a child to just check up on them. A message to mothers. To every mother, God sees every tear. God sees every sacrifice. God sees every sleepless night. Even if people forgot you, God always sees. God never will leave you in any event. He will always be with you. A message to children: don't wait for funerals to say, what should I have said today? It is too late. Don't wait until hospital visits. And I get to go and pray for people in hospitals, and you just see the kids all over the mom or the dad. As soon as they take them home, let's see who can help them look after them. Why people are not seen now? It's in private. Don't wait until regret arrives. You know, somebody asked us a question last year: why did we visit one individual every single day except for the transformational hour evening? That's not your real mother. She became our mother. She doesn't have to be blood. We honored, we respected, and we valued her. Why? Because she honored and respected and valued Design My Life Center. It was not done for anything in return. It was done because she was a mother. Always understand that. Don't wait for regret. Give flowers while she can smell them, not when she's gone. Say thank you while she can hear it, not when she's gone. Love her while she can feel it, not when she's gone. Because it's too late to turn back the clock, because you've been warned. We've been through it. I got no regrets, and I'm glad I got no regrets. The last person that was very close to me was my mom-in-law. When we buried her, I had no regrets. That's one of the things I always tell Drosh. We've got no regrets. So don't live with a regret if your mom is alive. Make right, no matter what the situation is. You'll never agree with everything they do. But when you're in trouble, where do you go? You go to your mother. When you want to cry your heart out, you'll go to your mother. Some of us got best friends, but your mom is still your mom. I want to leave you with a story today. It's about a phone that kept ringing. A young man got a new job in another city. Life became busy: work, friends, hustle, notifications, noise. His mother would call him often. At first he answered, then he started missing the calls. He began replying with texts. Busy mom, I'll call you back mom, later mom. But later kept becoming tomorrow. One day, his phone rang again. While he was in a meeting, he ignored it. Later that evening, he saw multiple missed calls. Then the message from a relative: call home urgently. He called, no one picked up. He tried again, still nothing. Hours later, he found out his mother had been taken to the hospital earlier that day and had passed away. When he arrived home, a phone was on the table. The last call history showed his name, called over and over again. She wasn't asking for money. She wasn't asking for his help. She just wanted to hear his voice one more time. He didn't lose his mother in a moment. He lost her in a pattern of "I'll call you later." That is how mothers die today. Not in hospitals first, but in missed calls, delayed love, and postponed honor. So today I want you to reflect on your life with your mom, or people who represent your mom in your life. Are they going to die by missed calls, delayed love, or postponed honor? Make them a priority every day. There's a friend of mine that phones his mom every day, not for anything else, but just to check how you're doing. Every day. Not once, a couple of times. What are you doing today? Are you going to be calling your mom daily? Make her a priority. So today, how is your mom living in your life? And why I said in your life? Because when we leave home, we exclude them. When we meet a new partner, we exclude them. When we have children, we exclude them. It's about time we include them. Because your parents are not there to tell you how to run your life. They just want to be part of it. because you were part of their life when they had nothing and they struggled. And I trust that today, those of you that have an estranged relationship with your mom, you don't now have to go and fall all over them. Just one phone call to say, Mom, whatever happened in the past happened, but I love you. It's about releasing any unforgiveness that not only meant you, but meant both of you. Because there's generations to come, and every door of yours will be opening, not because you did that, it's because the word of God says, honor your mother and father. That's why I got no regret. Why is the ministry progressing? A strong foundation of my mom and my dad. But the pillar behind my dad was my mom. At the end of the day, don't disregard your mom. She's there fighting for you in your corner. I trust that you'll go back, you'll share this word with somebody else. And those that are struggling to connect with their moms, we will pray with you, we will help you, and we'll support you to connect. You can reach out to us and we will support you through that. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. God bless you. And I look forward to connecting with you online or via mobile. God bless you and goodbye.